And a huge welcome back to Empower Your English.
Hello.
This is our deep dive, the place where we take interesting topics, explore them, and help you boost your English while learning something really cool about the world.
And today we're diving into someone truly inspiring, Emma Watson.
Yes, absolutely. Emma Watson. You probably know her best as, well, Hermione Granger from Harry Potter, obviously.
Of course.
But she's much more than that. She's a really passionate voice for gender equality and social justice, too.
Exactly. And her story, it's packed with lessons for understanding big issues and, picking up some great English vocabulary along the way.
That's our mission for today, isn't it? To really dig into her life, pull out those key ideas about empowerment, about taking action.
Spot on.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely highlight some useful English phrases as we go.
And I'm thrilled to have our expert here to help us unpack all of this. Think of this as your shortcut, your fun way to get really well informed about Emma Watson's impact.
Let's do it. So where does her story begin?
Good question.
Well, she was actually born in Paris back in 1990.
Oh, I didn't know that. Karis.
Yeah, but then raised in England. And interestingly, even before Harry Potter mania hit, she was apparently a very bright student, academically strong.
Right. And then, bam, Harry Potter happens.
Exactly. She was kind of thrust into the global spotlight at a super young age.
Okay, thrust into the global spotlight. Let's break that down. It's a great phrase.
Uh-huh.
It basically means she suddenly became incredibly famous, like known everywhere, almost overnight. Imagine being pushed onto a huge stage with bright lights, that kind of feeling.
That captures it perfectly. Suddenly the whole world knew who she was.
Wow. And yet, despite all that massive fame, she still focused on education, didn't she?
She really did, which is quite remarkable. She went to Brown University in the U.S. and got a degree in English literature. That takes some serious dedication.
It absolutely does. You know, so many young stars kind of fade from the limelight after a big success. But Emma seemed to choose a totally different path. Can you talk about that sort of turning point?
Yeah, that phrase, fade from the limelight, just means, gradually becoming less famous, less public.
Right, drifting away.
Exactly. But Emma, she made a very conscious choice not to do that. Instead, she decided to use her fame, her platform, to talk about things she cared about, especially women's rights.
That feels like a really significant moment.
It was huge. It showed a real sense of purpose, moving beyond just acting.
And that led to her becoming a UN Women Goodwill Ambassador. That sounds major.
It was, definitely. She was only 24.
Wow.
And she launched the HeForShe campaign. The whole idea was to get men and boys involved in the conversation about gender equality.
Yeah, I remembered HeForShe. It really seemed to cut through.
It did. It framed equality as everyone's issue, not just something for women to sort out.
And she didn't just talk the talk, right? She actually demonstrated her commitment through action.
Precisely. She demonstrated her commitment through action. A key example is co-founding the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund.
Okay, tell us more about that.
Well, this fund gives real, practical, legal, and financial help to people who faced sexual harassment at work.
So moving beyond just speeches into actual tangible support.
Exactly. It's about putting resources behind your words.
Right. So when we talk about commitment, we mean like a strong promise, dedication, and advocacy is, well, speaking up for something, supporting a cause publicly.
That's it. So she wasn't just saying she believed in equality. She was actively doing things to help make it happen.
And that seems to be the core theme, doesn't it? Empowerment plus action.
Yes. Her story isn't just about her own success. It's about using that success, that platform, to lift others up and push for change.
It really makes you think, what does empowerment actually mean? Maybe for you listening, just pause for a second. What does it mean to you?
It's a powerful concept.
Okay, so from her story, what are some of the big lessons, the key takeaways we can learn?
Well, one thing she stresses again and again is education. There's that quote, often linked to the idea, education is the most powerful tool you can use to change the world.
Right. And she lived that, didn't she? Studying while being a huge movie star.
Totally. She was really breaking barriers there, showing you could do both, pursue your passion and your education.
Breaking barriers, another useful phrase. It just means, overcoming obstacles or limits that might hold others back.
Yeah. Like maybe learning English is breaking a barrier for some of our listeners.
Could be. Or trying anything new that feels challenging. What's another lesson?
The second big one is definitely the power of using your platform for good.
Using your platform for good. Explain that a bit.
It means taking whatever influence or visibility you have, whether it's huge fame like hers or just your voice in your community and using it for a positive purpose.
For good. So to help people, to make things better.
Exactly. Like she did with HeForShe and Time's Up, transforming fame into real advocacy.
Right. Now, this actually brings us to an interesting debate point that came up in the material we looked at.
Ah, yes, the big question.
Can fame really be used for true social change? What do you think?
It's a tricky one.
Well, one perspective, let's call it Alex's view from our sources, is pretty clear. Yes, famous people like Emma can make a difference because, well, loads of people listen to them.
Right. Their reach is massive. They can bring attention to issues that might otherwise be ignored. That visibility is powerful.
Makes sense. But then there's the other side. Sam's viewpoint in the source material pushes back a bit.
Uh-huh. What's the counter-argument?
Well, it's basically asking, is just talking about things enough? Don't we need real concrete action to see lasting change? Does a celebrity tweet actually shift policy?
That's a really valid point. I see what you mean. There's a potential gap between raising awareness, which fame is good for, and actually achieving that deep structural change.
So talking versus doing, essentially.
Yeah. Sam's perspective emphasizes that need for consistent action, things that go beyond just making a statement. Is the impact real or just superficial?
Okay, so we have these two views. Where do we land? What's the sort of resolution here?
Well, looking at Emma Watson as an example, and considering both sides, it seems like fame can be a powerful tool to amplify messages, definitely.
Oh.
But it's the action combined with that visibility that really makes the difference in the long run.
So it's the combination.
Exactly.
Well,
Emma's compelling because she didn't just speak out. She helped create things like the Time's Up Fund. That concrete action backs up the words. Fame opens the door, but action walks through it.
I like that. Fame opens the door, action walks through it. That really sums it up. Which leads us nicely to a question for everyone listening. Our call to action, if you like.
Yes.
What cause can you get behind today? What's something you care about? It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe it's something local, maybe global. Environment, animals, education, equality. What's one small thing you could do? Even just learning more about it.
And that phrase, get behind a cause, just means to support something you believe in.
Exactly. To put your energy into it, even in a small way.
And remember that quote from Emma Watson. If not me, who? If not now, when?
Oh, that's powerful. Say it again.
If not me, who? If not now, when? It's like a call to personal responsibility, isn't it? Don't wait for someone else. The time to act is now.
It really is. So let's reflect on this a bit more personally. For you listening, how can Emma's dedication, her focus on both learning and acting, maybe inspire your own life?
Yeah. And what issues do you feel strongly about? How could you use your own skills, your own voice, whatever they are, to help out?
Even small opportunities you have, how can you use them to support positive change?
These are really good questions to sit with. Her journey shows that empowerment isn't just a one-off thing. It's about consistently using what we have to make things better.
So wrapping things up, what a journey we've been on looking at Emma Watson.
Yeah, it's been fascinating.
We've seen how she connects empowerment with real action, the importance she places on education, and how she uses her platform for good.
And her story really underlines that, everyone has the potential to make a difference.
Absolutely. So we really encourage you to keep thinking about these questions. How can you make a difference in your community, in your world?
We're excited for your journey, both in improving your English and in making your own positive impact.
Definitely. And maybe just one final thought to leave you with.
Go on.
Inspired by Emma Watson's example. Think about one small action, just one, you could take today. What's it going to be?
Something to ponder.
Thank you so much for joining us on this Empower Your English deep dive.
Yeah, thanks everyone. We'll explore more interesting topics with you next time.